Right. Well, Andrew, thank you very much for being with us today. SolaWave has seen tremendous growth and is basically a leader in the beauty tech, also combining cosmetics as well. Could you introduce yourself, please, and a little bit about SolaWave for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. So great to be here. I am Andrew Silberstein, one of the two co-founders of SolaWave. My background is in marketing and also engineering, and started SolaWave in 2020 with the vision of making the world's most compact and effective at-home skincare tools. And really the vision for SolaWave is making products that people are excited to use, enough to use regularly, in most cases daily, and to really build rituals and routines for our consumers by pairing technology with thoughtfully crafted topicals to really help them boost the results that they're seeking to achieve with at-home skincare. So we started direct-to-consumer in 2020, just kind of in the middle of COVID lockdown. And since then, we've expanded pretty rapidly, including with retail, Amazon, and several key international launches. At this point, we have about 8 devices on the market and about 9 topicals that support the results people are looking to achieve with at-home skincare technology.
So you just mentioned briefly the speed of development. I would like to go into that a little bit deeper, because in the beauty tech space, it's forever changing and very fast and rapidly as well. And SolaWave needs to actually do the same. Rapid development is one of the parts that you need to focus on. But what challenges really do you encounter very much, and how do you balance for that?
Where to begin? I would say the fun part is consumer interests and trends are changing so rapidly. So it's really exciting to kind of track how certain technologies and treatments and interests are trending either upward or downward. And so, I think the challenge for anyone in the beauty industry is forecasting trends and iterating and developing products quickly enough to meet them before they kind of pass. I would say one thing with SolaWave was we really wanted to make sure we were avoiding overly trendy technologies and treatments from the get-go, and really make sure that we're working with technologies like red light therapy that have a plethora of clinical data that we really have a vision will be around and part of more and more people's lives as the years continue. So we do try to avoid the kind of flash of the pan trends, but at the same time, obviously, where we've seen the most success is combining light therapy with other treatments, some of which do become more popular. And so I think it's really how to best forecast those trends and start development quickly enough and develop quickly enough to execute in time with the market. I would say probably the biggest challenge for us is the ever-changing regulatory, positioning of different countries. So interestingly, the US, I feel like, has become a more reliable market, but particularly, for instance, with Europe, there was a lot of change in regulation over the last couple of years. And so it felt like we were halfway through one regulation process and then found out it was changing. And sometimes you don't even know what it's changing to. So I'd say that's definitely been a key challenge. And for us, how we've addressed it is we focused on fewer markets and really owning those markets before expanding further. And I think it's paid off today. But I will say, I love expansion, I love growth. And I think one thing I'm frustrated about is that we're not in as many countries as I wish we were. But that's kind of how we've mitigated that.
Well, you have seen exceptional growth already, and well, how do you basically strategize for that, or how do you scale the business? You mentioned a few platforms, but is there anything in particular that you can mention?
Yeah, I'd say in general, we've always leveraged digital marketing as kind of our predominant source of marketing, which that is really my background. I started out in the entertainment industry on digital marketing as the internet was really taking off as the core place for people to discover content. So I'd say digital has always been a key area for us, particularly because we can test all sorts of messaging. We can learn what claims are resonating with consumers and what imagery is causing people to click more and order more. And then that data has helped us continue to improve and iterate on our products. So for instance, when we launched the brand, I thought our matte black device was going to be our big hit, and it turned out it wasn't. It was our rose gold, and we learned that through advertising data. And since then, that's actually helped us also shape and evolve the brand. So we've really taken the lessons and learnings of what's working digitally and then use that to evolve the brand and our future product offering. But I'd say primarily it's digital marketing, a lot of Instagram and Facebook, paid social media. We've done a lot of influencer partnerships. We've been fortunate enough to have a lot of organic celebrity endorsements that leads to a lot of press. And that's probably the area we're most excited for moving forward, is more affiliate marketing and less so paid social. And then I think in the last year or two, especially as the world opened back up from COVID, being present in every Ulta store and every Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus has really helped grow the visibility of the brand. So we're finding that people are really starting to discover us in brick and mortar retail now in a way that just wasn't relevant when we launched in 2020 during COVID.
Okay. Just a quick question, maybe a little bit on the side, but are you using any AI and technologies to enhance data analytics or something like that?
Yeah, we are. We're using, I mean, to be clear, my co-founder and I are obsessed with AI, and we try, it feels like there's like 50 new platforms a day. So we've tested a lot of tools. I'd say where we're using it most, particularly the analytics, is we're adding basically AI layers to our analytics data on our website, as well as for our social media analytics. And so it's basically helping us come to conclusions about what's working and what isn't, and kind of where to lean into faster than if we were to kind of calculate it ourselves, which is what we used to do. We are leveraging AI for a lot of photography and creative development as well. But I feel like a lot of the creative tools, they still have a lot of work. You know, they're not perfect yet. But I would say AI has definitely helped us more rapidly develop marketing campaigns, develop products. Actually, more recently, it's helped us with product development, which has been kind of interesting. And probably my favorite feature is one of our analytics tools for a website. I can just ask this AI bot a question that's burning on my mind, and instead of waiting for like 3 or 4 days of our team to analyze, I get an answer in about 5 seconds. So definitely loving AI, but I would say like 90% of what I try doesn't really actually provide the benefit that it claims to. But it's rapidly improving, so I'm excited to see where it goes.
You briefly mentioned like collaborations you have with a few big box retailers and beauty stores, etc., but also influencers, etc., and that you want to build out that part. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
On the influencer part?
Which one? Well, you said you mentioned big growth in these indicators. Yeah,
I would say I mean, retail, first and foremost, we're very excited about the partners we have, and we have some really major international launches, and also Target this year coming out later in the year. So we feel like we have our hands full on the retail side. And I'd say beyond that, our digital team is really focused on how to develop long-term affiliate kind of performance-based relationships with talent. So instead of kind of like the old world, old quote unquote, of influencer marketing was like, I'm going to send $100,000 to this influencer and have them post. And what all of us have learned is the algorithms keep changing. And frankly, for instance, I think the most successful piece of content on the internet that went viral about SolaWave was from a individual consumer. We didn't know them, we didn't pay them. And they just produced this amazing video that got about, I think, like 7 or 8 million views organically. Conversely, we've had huge celebrities post us. I think even Kim Kardashian did, and the views were probably like, 0.1% of that. And so that being said, we've always been a pretty lean company, and we don't have massive marketing budgets. So what we're really investing in are long-term performance-based relationships with creators and influencers. So basically we're tracking what sales they're driving, and they're getting paid a commission. And then beyond the traditional content creator, we're also developing a program right now that we're just starting to pilot, but with dermatologists, estheticians, med spas, where similarly they can promote our products. They're not necessarily selling them in the store, but they basically get a branded store, they get a bunch of materials, and again, we kind of pay them on a performance basis. And so I think that's for us a really helpful way to really find the right mutually beneficial partnerships for long-term growth.
Wow. Okay. Looking a little bit ahead to 2025, of course, you mentioned that technology trends that are up like a little blurb in the system, that you don't focus on those. But what kind of beauty tech will you be focusing on then for shaping 2025 and what to launch, etc.?
It's a great question. We are really focused on other areas of the body that we can treat with the technologies that are common in our products. So we're more focused on innovating on form factors and delivery mechanisms of topicals within those form factors. So where we're really focused on our rituals. The majority of our customers, when they come to us, they buy a topical with a device. And from a business perspective, obviously, if you're developing technology, it's really valuable and frankly critical to your long-term business health to have more of a repeat consumer driving high LTV. And so where we're really focusing our innovation are how do we develop intentional topicals and consumable products that really pair and synergize with the technology in our devices to deliver a much better result in either of those products individually. So kind of in a simplified way, it's like 1 + 1 = 3.
Yeah.
And that is keeping us more than busy because, as I mentioned earlier, there's all sorts of fun regulatory challenges that we all go through as innovators in the space, and combining consumables with devices is just another degree of challenge, but something that we're finding a lot of great success in with our recent launch of Light Boost topicals, which help boost the effects of light therapy. And so we're really digging deeper, I would say equally on topical exploration as we are on technology. I would say the last piece is maybe connected devices, which I'm not patting myself on the back that that's like groundbreaking, but for us, I mean, we haven't had a product that's connected yet. We're really excited to bring our first connected product out to market this year, really to help consumers track their usage, help give them suggestions on how to improve their results, and really collect more data on how users are using our products so we can continue to iterate in our pipeline.
Exciting for 2025. I look forward to seeing more. Some closing questions. What is one of the key takeaways or future recommendation or advice that you would like to give people in the audience?
And this is particularly for creating products.
Well, creating products, but it's also cosmetic packaging, more packaging focused, but also device integration and synergy that you just mentioned, these kind of things.
My number one piece
sorry.
Yeah, I would say my main piece of advice is, number one, create products that work, put them through rigorous testing, and whatever degree of testing you think is enough, continue further, because our consumers today are very loud. If they have a negative experience, it can really influence, the performance of your business or your products. And number two is create really amazing products that are fun to use. I would say that's something I didn't really focus on when we launched our business.
Okay.
I will be honest, we were focused on, number one, performance and combining technologies that hadn't been combined before. But number two was having them look aesthetically pleasing in Instagram, social media, but even just at home. But what we're finding over the last couple of years, especially, we're researching our consumers constantly that use tons of cosmetic products, and most of them have used all other beauty device companies. And the feedback we keep getting is they love how relaxing and how great it feels to use our products. And so something I hadn't planned for, but something I would suggest to others, is if you can create something that feels great to use and therefore they want to use it, they wake up every morning, they're excited to use this product, they're going to use it more often, and the results are kind of the cherry on the top. And we've found a lot of growth in that area. So I think just really think about the customer experience using your product and over-invest in that area, because once you kind of crack it, there's just an insane amount of growth you can tap into these days.
Wow, thank you very much for your time, Andrew. I think we've got it. Beautiful interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Max. This is great.